Welcome back to the Better Lives podcast. I'm your host, Caitlin.
And I'm Aaron.
And today we'll be talking to you about a fun way to make some cash on the weekend. Do you have a garage that's just overflowing with stuff? You moved into your house 5 years ago and you keep saying you're going to clean it out, but you haven't. Well, now is the time. Turn that clutter into cash with a yard sale. You can have a successful yard sale with some careful planning. I know that it might seem like a lot of work, but it can be fun also. And here at Central Willamette, we are all about improving our members' lives. And so you can do that with a yard sale by getting some extra cash in your pocket.
Yeah, they say the best way to be productive is to stay uncluttered and keep things organized, especially in your living quarters, living spaces.
It doesn't make it easy.
It doesn't make it easy, but it's definitely something you should do to stay productive and stay on top of things. So, you want to be productive in a nice, clean environment. But it seems like every time you move in somewhere, those boxes just never seem to empty.
We still have some from our move 2 years ago.
Yeah, it always reminds me of that Harry Potter scene when they go into that tiny little tent and it's like a 2-story inside there. Like, that's what I feel like packing boxes are, is like, how many things can you fit in this tiny little box? It's like a never ending space. But the big thing to do when you're going to do yard selling is to prepare for it. Always be honest with yourself. I think that's the most difficult part, is parting ways with things that you just don't need, but you've had for a long time. People just tend to hold on to things. So be honest with yourself and get rid of those things that you just no longer need or use. A quick tip for that is the things, if you're going around your house, just the things you see and you see right in the open tend to be the things you use most. So the things that are hidden and put away that you just haven't seen in a while, those are probably the things you could probably get away with getting rid of, and tend to be the ones that cause most of that clutter. Another thing to do is just pick the right date and time for your yard sale. I know weather is a big thing, so try to do it during the nicer times. Maybe holidays, longer weekends, etc. Saturday and Sundays are always great days to do those, obviously, when people can come by and drive by and do those weekend yard selling. I love a weekend yard sale myself. So, and don't forget those essential supplies such as tables, cash, stickers, etc. And then get your family involved. Have your friends and family, if they have some things they want to get rid of as well, throw it into the yard sale with you, and just the more the merrier.
Something we did as kids is we would always sell lemonade or cookies or something at the yard sale.
I don't know if you could do that anymore.
Really?
I've seen kids get in trouble with the licenses.
I've seen that in the movies though, but is that real?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a good thing. I'm all for that. Baked goods. When I was a kid, I used to make little cookies and sell them as well, and do little silly things like that. That was the best way.
But it's also a good chance to involve your kids and have them go through their rooms and maybe declutter some toys they're not playing with anymore.
Absolutely. And there's also you don't even have to really do it on at your house anymore. There's a ton of online options for yard selling as well. I know
but in person is so much more fun and nostalgic.
It is very fun. I do love doing a yard sale myself. Again, so I don't know why. It's just something it's very nostalgic for me when I was a kid, just driving around. Oh, there's a sign, and then just kind of following the signs.
You don't see as many lately.
You don't. That's why we're trying to suggest this and get people turned back on to bring yard sales back.
Yeah, I mean, like Eric said, there are online places to do it, but my suggestion would be to look at Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist or whatever it is to see pricing. So the pricing sweet spot for, a certain item you're trying to sell. And usually going slightly lower than prices that you see online will bring the sales, because people that go to yard sales are typically bargain shoppers and looking for those deals.
Yeah. Also, whatever price you're settling on, I go the opposite way. I always mark it up just a little bit. So when people want to negotiate,
that's true.
Everyone always negotiates at a yard sale. I hate negotiating unless it's a quarter off a game or something.
My fear with a yard sale is someone swapping the stickers and bringing it up to me, and they're here, and I'm oh, that's actually not the right price.
Right.
And then just work on getting the word out. So having clear, well-placed signs throughout your neighborhood is always a good bet. But you could even post it online. So do it on your Facebook account, and then you can even do a post on Marketplace. Just a picture of your table with items and just say, hey, here's what I have to sell. Just come on out on these days. And you can get some pretty good traction.
Yeah, and back in the day, it used to be like the penny ads. You put an ad in the local newspaper. Nowadays, it's local. There's not really a local newspaper, but there's plenty of other spaces out there for events such as this. So I definitely recommend looking into that. I don't know, is Craigslist still a thing? I know that kind of went away for a little bit.
I think it's kind of still a thing.
I'm not sure,
know.
But
I
anyway,
bought my dog on Craigslist. So.
I know Caitlin's against the online selling, but if you don't have enough.
I'm not against it.
Not completely against it, but she prefers more of the in-person events.
I think it's more fun.
It definitely is more fun, but sometimes you don't have enough clutter to have a full-on yard sale. So that's why when you want to get rid of some things or just have like a big item, definitely use those online sources just to get rid of something right away. Also, just make sure you have enough change. That's a big thing. People still do use cash. I personally don't. So when someone offers me cash, I sometimes don't know what to do with it. But always carry enough change when you're doing these events. Consider offering like bags for people that are like big purchases and whatnot. And this is a good one. I didn't even think about this myself, but have batteries available to test out electronics, especially if you're selling something that turns on, or have a power cable of some sort, just to verify things actually work. And then also consider doing a digital form of payment like Cash App, Venmo, or anything like that, or any personal P2P payments.
You can even get like a debit card reader that plugs into your phone. It's called Square, I think. And then people can just pay with a debit card, which is super cool. But I think most people might want to use their cards or digital options, but people still do use cash. So something to be aware of for sure.
Be prepared.
Mm-hmm. Well, we want to thank you for listening today. Remember, you can have a successful yard sale. You don't have to do an online sale like Eric is saying.
You can do both.
Find us on Instagram and Facebook at Central WCU. And check out our podcast website page. You can send in any feedback you might have. And join us next time so we can keep building better lives together. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
The information provided here is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any financial decisions.